Okay, it says the recording has started. So I haven't been here for a while because I became very ill. This wasn't something we saw coming. It wasn't something we expected. Totally blindsided me. It started with, in one of my videos, I started coughing. It started with a cough. Then I thought it was because the heater vent was on. So I turned off the heat, the coughing stopped. Well, later on that day, the coughing started again. So time went on. It got worse. It got worse. It got worse. And so I ended up going from doctor to doctor, ER to ER, telling all the doctors the same thing. I can't breathe. I'd go to the ER. They might give me a breathing treatment and send me home, going, we don't know what's wrong with you. So home I'd go, can't sleep at night, miserable during the day, can't breathe. Okay, then come the next day, same thing. I'm back at a doctor's office. I'm going to that doctor, this doctor. I'm going to that town, that city, that hospital, that clinic, that institution, over here and over there, with the same complaint. I can't breathe. Let me tell you what I had doctors say to me. I think you have heartburn. Go home and take some heartburn medicine, and I think you'll be just fine. My dumb self went home and took that heartburn medicine. Was I fine? No. So then, again, all of 2023, 2024, in and out of the hospital, in and out of the doctor's offices, going to this city, this clinic, that institution. I'm going everywhere. Just when I think I have found the best in the business and that I would get help and get treatment, somebody says to me, I don't know what's wrong with you. I had one doctor say, I can't help you, go to the ER. Okay, so I go to the ER. They might put me in overnight. They might put me in 3 days. They might put me in 5 days. And next thing you know, I'm right back where I was. MRI, CAT scan, chest x-rays, everything. Same freaking complaint. I can't breathe. So I went to the University of Washington Pulmonary Department. And I got up there. I walked in and I didn't have to say a word. And she said to me, the pulmonologist, you have not only emphysema, you have COPD, and how did it get that bad? She goes, it is really bad. I threw my hands up in the air and I said, well, now we know why I can't breathe. And I would tell the doctors when I would go in, I would point right at the center of my stomach and I'd say, right here, it feels so tight, it's squeezing me, I can't breathe, you know. Your stomach is supposed to go out and in with your breathing. Well, mine was just so tight, it constantly felt like it was in. And you gotta take it easy on talking because sometimes I get a little winded. It'll start getting tight again. And then I'll have to exit stage right and go do a breathing treatment. So I had some doctor say, oh, I think you have asthma. Here's a prescription for an inhaler. I'm like, I don't have asthma. I've never been tested for asthma. I've never had asthmatic problems. I don't understand why I can't get the help that I need, you know. And it's like we're chasing a ghost, But God bless that pulmonologist when I walked in and she said, "You have emphysema and COPD." And yes, back in the old days, we called it emphysema. Nowadays, we call it COPD because that will just put in all lung diseases into one box. So she goes, "How did it get that bad?" I said, "I don't know. Maybe because for the past 2 years, I've been bouncing from doctor to doctor trying to get help." And I said, and finally, this last round at the hospital, the ER, they put me in the hospital. I'll never forget, it was Friday around lunchtime. We got done eating lunch, and I told my husband, if I don't go to the ER right now, I won't be here on Monday. And that was on a Friday afternoon. Well, when I got there, I couldn't even walk in the door. I told the lady, "I can't breathe. I have to sit down. I cannot talk." And I collapsed in the chair. My husband had gotten the car parked and he came in. And he said, he checked me in. They got me back pretty quick. Now my lungs are exchanging the oxygen, the gases perfect, okay? Oxygen in, carbon monoxide out. Oxygen in, carbon monoxide out. I do not need oxygen tank or oxygen at home because my lungs are exchanging the gases properly. Okay, so I end up in the hospital for a 5-day stretch. Boy, that was rough. So much coughing, cough, 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 cough. It was like nonstop. They finally brought me some Robitussin and those little drops. They're called pearls. Oh, whoever invented those, God bless them. Those little pearls are wonderful. It stopped the coughing so I could focus on breathing. So as I was there in the hospital, you need your family around you because you need help. And the staff in the hospital are not good staff. They don't want to be there. They're only there for the paycheck. They don't care that you're sick. They don't care that you can't breathe. You know what the hospitals have now? I forget what it's called, but there's this canister thing that hangs on the wall behind your hospital bed. And on that wall, in that canister, it collects your urine. They have this thing that you just use. You don't ever have to get out of bed. You got to go pee, just let it rip right there in your bed. And this thing collects your urine and it puts it up in that canister hanging on the wall. I'm not going to do that. You have to hang on to every skill that you have when you are down and you are sick, okay? I want to get up and use the bedside commode at least, The handicap toilet they had in the room was so low to the ground. I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. My knees cannot bend like that. I need a bedside commode. Now, trying to get anybody to help you? Trying to climb in and out of a mechanical bed with all that metal bars on the side, that hurts, So I needed some help standing up, pivoting, and going down onto the bedside commode without snapping my spine. You think you could get decent help? No. You know who helped me while I was in the hospital? My husband. My husband helped me. And it was running him ragged, trying to be at the hospital, take care of me, and be at our house and take care of our 2 dogs. So he was running ragged. It's so hard when you get older. And it would be nice if the older people would explain to the younger people, get ready, because it all falls apart. The older you get, the more it falls apart. Well, there's something sparkly blowing in the wind outside. That's what distracted me. And my mother, all she ever used to say is, you need gold when you get older for your golden years. They call it your golden years because you need gold to pay for it. I know what she means now. I now am in debt. I now have not only my car payment that I need for going to doctor's appointments and for treatments and therapies and to the pharmacy, and to get my groceries. And now I have a payment that I have to do on an electric cart so I can go around outside, go to activities with the family. Excuse me. And so now I have that payment to make too. And Medicare doesn't help with nothing. They won't even cover the cost of my inhalers. My inhalers cost $140 a piece after insurance. Yeah, Medicare won't cover nothing. No matter how much I beg and borrow and steal through Medicare, asking them to please help me. They stand strong and firm, and they're not going to help. So here I am trying to figure out ways to make money to pay for my electric cart. Now, when I go get groceries and I have my own electric cart, the reason why we got the electric cart, one, so that I would stop staying in the house all the time, and two, so that when I went to my doctor's appointments, I wasn't so out of wind, to give me another layer of independence, And when I go to the grocery store and I would use the carts in the grocery store, those things are dirty. They're ucky, and you could just feel the uckiness. No employee cleans them, And so there were times where I know I got sick after using one of those carts, And because COVID's over with, the stores aren't providing cleaning stuff to clean these carts. And you don't know if you'll get a cart or not when you go to the store. And my husband and I both, because my husband is my escort when I'm in a cart, because I look okay. All my illnesses are on the inside, and you can't see on the inside of me. We have had people come up and bully us. Because they want a turn with the electric cart. Well, after receiving the diagnosis of COPD, the other doctor came in the room and said, "How long have you had Parkinson's?" I said, "Oh, I don't have Parkinson's." "Well, I've got Parkinson's." So not only did I a doctor diagnosed me with COPD, I had a doctor diagnose me with Parkinson's. Do you think? So I try to keep that hidden down here, a little more pleasant. So with the COPD, there were little signs along the way other than having difficulty breathing. Left shoulder kept hurting in the back. It was so painful. Oh, that left shoulder in the back. It was terribly, terribly painful. My left side is the most affected side of my lungs. And so they did the titer test to see if I had inherited this. The test came back negative. My titer is right where it's supposed to be. I did not genetically inherit COPD. Well, it turns out to be the medication that I was taking to suppress my autoimmune system is what gave me not only the COPD, but the Parkinson's. So now I'm on medication for the Parkinson's, the cardopa-levodopa. Now, isn't it just wonderful how because you took a pill, you got to take a pill because you took a pill? You know, crazy, you know. So I was given a double whammy, COPD and Parkinson's, same time in the hospital, same doctor, you know. Excuse me, two different doctors at the same time. One was a pulmonologist for the COPD. The other one was a medical doctor for the Parkinson's. So I am learning to adjust, deal, and adapt. Has it been easy? No. Has it been hard? Yes. Has it been easy? Yeah. Has it been hard? No. You know, because it has its ups and downs. Some days yes, some days no. Some moments yes, and some moments no. Then we'll just see what comes down the pipeline next. The upcoming treatments don't sound wonderful. Zephyr. Those are little shunt things that they implant in you to get oxygen into your lungs. The pulmonologist talked to me about that. And I didn't have any information. She just talked about the shunts being implanted. And I was like, no. And then she said, then the other treatment is they have injections I would do in my thighs at home. I have Parkinson's. Should I be giving myself injections in my thighs? I don't think so. And I'm not going to have anybody else do it. That's just demonic. So I said, you got to figure something else out. I'm not doing that, you know. So a lot goes through your brain, you know. A lot of reading, a lot of learning, you know, because they come in, they give you your diagnosis, they tell you what pill you're going to take and how much you're going to take, and then they don't give you any information. You have to go home and educate yourself, do your own research, do your own studying, you know. And let's see, what else is it? So, you know, just trying to get people to come around, you know. Family comes around, but sometimes, you know, because they have to work. You only have so much time, you know. It just seems like there's not enough time. That's the other thing you learn when you get sick. There never was enough time. I once upon a time was 18 years old. Where did my life go? How did it just went right by? You know, just gone. One day I'm climbing Mount Rainier, riding my bike all over the county, you know, traveling, exploring, just doing so much. Gone every day gone, taking the granddaughter fishing, all kinds of stuff. She's all grown up now. Yeah, she don't come around, she don't call, she don't message. Yeah. So today's generation, right? It's okay, her loss. So anyways, I'm still working on all this, trying to figure it all out. And during all of this muck, I had a happy birthday. Yes, my daughter and my granddaughter and my son-in-law threw me a fantastic birthday. My husband, sweet darling him, make sure that there's birthday candles, but you know what we all forgot? Blowing out the candles is so hard with COPD. So I asked my granddaughter to help me. And when the candles went out, I didn't have anything to make a wish because it's like, geez, I'm all over the place, you know. So it was hard. But I dedicate this video to Chit Chat with Granny Pat because I saw your video where you were talking about me, one of your most recent ones. That was so sweet. My husband just sat there with his jaw wide open. He was so in shock, and he kept looking back at me and looking back at me. And he goes, "She's talking about you." And I said, "I know, I'm sitting here in shock." So I have to check in with her and give her an update. Oh, and then on top of all that, one of the other symptoms was, get ready for this, ladies, I was losing weight like crazy. Every month that I got on the scale, every time I went to a doctor's appointment, I weighed less and less and less. My clothes were getting huge on me. Everything was just hanging on me. I couldn't keep up with buying clothes because I was losing weight so rapidly. Turns out to be when you have COPD, because you're struggling to breathe so much, the pulmonologist says it increases your metabolism and you're burning through your calories. And you're burning everything in your body to keep up. So I have the joy of enjoying Ensure now. I have to have a high protein diet so that the body can keep up with the demands. And I'll put it to you like this. I went from 300 pounds. I am now below 170. Yeah, it was every time I went to the doctor's office, I was like, hello, you're the medical professional. Do any of you notice this? Last month I was 200 pounds. This month I'm 170. Hello, anybody noticing this? You know? And it was just every time I got on the scale, less. It would be 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds, 7 pounds, 2 pounds, 3 pounds. Just on and on and on and on and on it went. And, you know, I was like, okay. Another symptom was high blood pressure. I never have had high blood pressure. My blood pressure has always been that of an Olympic athlete. Perfect blood pressure. Why is my blood pressure so high? Nobody's catching it. Nobody's catching on. Nobody makes comments, you know. I'm sitting there freaking out because I'm like, why is my blood pressure so high? I don't smoke. I don't drink, you know. Why? Why is it so screaming high, you know? People would just say, oh, maybe it's just today. You know, it's like, no, it isn't just today. Something is wrong, you know. And then, so there was the weight loss, high blood pressure, I can't breathe, the fatigue, dizziness, lightheaded. Oh, slurred speech. Yes, slurred speech. My daughter kept pointing out to me that my speech was slurred. And then this right here in my neck, it was so tight, so freaking tight. And when I would walk, I was hunched over forward. Or if I started out straight, it would be just a few steps, and the next thing you know, there I go forward. Because I'm out of wind. Having COPD is very hard. Very, very hard. I tell you what, the breathing treatments though, oh, such a lifesaver. That and my inhaler. The medication's still sitting at the pharmacy. It's $140 just for one inhaler. I don't know where I'm going to get the money for that. And it isn't a one-time $140 payment. It's every 30 days I'll have to come up with that money. I'm at the point, unfortunately, I didn't think it would happen. I thought I would be okay. But it's at the point now to where food, rent, car payment, or prescription, I have to make a choice. What do I let go? Well, if I let the car go, I don't have money to recoup to go get another vehicle. That would be a financial loss. Then I have no way to get to appointments. I have no way to get to the pharmacy. That would be a full mistake. Then I have the rent. That would be stupid to not pay your rent and be sick and out on the street and then die because you can't do a breathing treatment because you don't have electricity out on the street. Okay, so we're going to keep our car and we're going to keep a roof over our head so we have a warm bed to sleep in at night when we're sick and a place to cook our food. You can only cut a food budget so much. And then it's like you get hungry, you know. So then it's back to the prescription. So I got to do something somehow or another. I have the faith something will work out somewhere, you know. I was going to try to craft some things to see if I could do it. And then I would like to see if I could sell them. That was a thought, you know. There's something I could try, you know. And then, yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But I have the faith something will work out someday, somewhere. But I would like to say thank you to Granny Pat. You're so sweet. And the world is a better place because you're in it. You make me so happy. Oh, and I'll tell you another horrible thing about the hospital. No YouTube. Yes, I had my cell phone with me. Yes, I could have watched YouTube on my cell phone. But guess what? My charger was way over there. So all the time that I had on my battery on my phone was so important to me because I had phone calls coming in from doctors, pharmacies, and family. So that's what I needed my battery juice for. So I never got to watch YouTube the whole time in the hospital. Talk about going through my little withdrawals. Ay, 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 ay. And then, since I've been home, I've been getting caught up, watching everybody. And so just having to do what I can, when I can, how I can, where I can. And like yesterday, I walked out of the house to the car. I'd turn around, come right back and do an emergency breathing treatment. That fast, I'll flare. That fast. You know. So right now, My dogs need grooming. They need a bath really bad. Their hair needs to be cut. They're all shaggy. So, along with the prescription on hold, my dogs are needing to be cared for. One of them needs their rabies shot and their license because those expired. And they don't just hold the fine at $1 amount. They have to keep adding more and more. The more late it is, the more they add. So, therefore, I am wishing there was a way I could send my husband to a class to learn how to groom our dogs. And that way we would make a purchase one time for the clippers, and then he could be able to groom them at home. And that would be $120 savings each month. And then, it's just things will work out, just slowly. Take it a step at a time. So I have a lot to learn to live with and a lot to adjust to. And I don't say the new normal anymore because this is up, down, and inside out. This is my sewing room that I'm in, and it's a terrible disaster. Over there was my MAGA hat I was making for me. That was the other thing, too, when I was sick. All the things that I do to myself. I kept saying, I got to hang in there so I can vote. I just got to get my my ballot. Mark my ballot, drop it off, and I'll go to the ER. And my ballot came, marked my ballot, and I sent it off. And then I sat there and I just said, craziest thing ever. I just got to see him win. He's got to win. He has to win. I just got to be here on this earth just to see him win. He won. I was like, okay, now I'll go to the ER. So it's just, you guys might think it's crazy, but it's the little things, and it's things that you want to see and goals you want to reach before you have to go in, It's the old saying, sometimes you go in, but you don't come out. I really like what Granny Pat said. Taking her out feet first. I got to thinking about it, and that's how it'd be at my house, too. To get out that door, they'd be taking me out feet first. I tell you, being in the hospital brought comfort when the chaplain came to visit. He didn't spend much time, just a few minutes, but he did say a nice prayer, and on his way he went. I had my Bible there, and somebody said, I never have had a favorite Bible verse. Never. Never had a favorite Bible verse. Never got taught any of that part until somebody sent me one. Hold on. I have to think. I can't remember. It's 21:3-4. It is in the back of the Bible. Let me Google it real quick. He will dry their tears. Revelations 21:3-4. We'll go with 21:4. Okay. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain. For the old order of things has passed away. Teresa Chavez sent that to me, and thank you, Teresa. Yeah, she knew what I was going through. But if I ever had a t-shirt made, that's what it'll say, he will dry their tears. What a beautiful thing. Yeah. Did you know I learned that the Bible is made up from 66 different books? These books are written by people that had experiences with Jesus, and then it was put into one book called the Holy Bible. I thought that was really cool. Baklava. Did you know that that is made with 33 layers of phyllo dough, and every layer represents a life in Jesus Christ's life? Every layer represents a year in Jesus Christ's life. He was hung on the cross when he was 33. Isn't that so sad? But what a way to honor him. You know, crazy world we live in. Crazy world. But I'm going to go ahead and go for now. I don't know if the next videos will be better. I don't know if there will be worse videos. I've only taken my little electric cart out twice. Once was to go grocery shopping. We needed food. And the second time was to go pay bills. And like I said, we've had people stalk us when I've used a shopping cart, one of those electric carts at the grocery store. We've had people say rude comments. We've had people block us at the door saying that it was their turn to use the cart. People are not nice. I had to get in debt to buy my own cart. If I can't, I would try to push a shopping cart to go get my groceries. I could only go a few steps and I had to rest. Few steps and rest. Few steps and rest. And then there were times where I told my husband, I have got to sit down. If there isn't a chair put under me soon, I will be on this floor. I just need you to help me down to the floor. I just can't do this anymore. There were times, it was hard, 38 minutes and 20 seconds. I've been yakking on here, but I have so much to share with you guys, so much to tell you, because I want to help educate you too, because I don't want you being left without anybody telling you anything. What in the world is that over there? This room is so full of stuff. It's been like the catch-all since I got sick. I could see projects that I was working on in 2023 scattered throughout, but nothing complete. I see wishes and dreams and things that are incomplete. Yeah. So, anyways, that being said, the other symptom I had, sometimes my voice would get down to a whisper. My family could not hear me. Another symptom I had was occasionally I would be coughing up phlegm like crazy. It was especially in the mornings when I would first wake up and start talking. It's like I had all this phlegm to get rid of. And the other symptom I had, when sometimes I would eat or drink, it was like I was aspirating and choking. And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't good. And my granddaughter kept saying, Grandma, arms up, Grandma, arms up. So So everybody's contributed. Everybody's trying to help the best they can, you know. And, yeah, we had some relatives, friends that one boiled a dozen eggs. So I have a dozen hard-boiled eggs that I could eat from. Then I had another friend who made little mini meatloafs. I mean, little casseroles, tater tot casseroles. You know, those little tin foil little loaf pans? She made 8 of those. I just love it. It's so good. And she stuck those in the freezer. My daughter made me 2 quiches. Love quiche. So I got stocked up on food pretty good. And so just got to make sure I stay high protein, because I went from wearing a size 26, 28 down to a 14, 16. Some manufacturers I'm wearing a 1X. So it's a big drop in sizes. And so I'm sitting here with my pajamas on. And this says love right here on the front. Could be seen. But let's see. So the symptoms were coughing, aspirating, choking, phlegm, fatigue, hard time breathing, unable to walk far at all, just a few steps and out of breath. But when we kept getting bullied by other people wanting to use the electric cart, we were like, it's time to buy one of our own. And my husband said he wanted to provide for me, and so he got it. But I'm like, now we have more debt, and you got to figure out how to pay that and pay the pharmacy at the same time, you know. But it'll work out. It'll work out. And I try to tell people God won't let me have more than what I can handle. So I think I just got to muddle through and sort things out and figure it out how it could work. What have I got to do? And then when you get sick like this, it's amazing how you change your priorities. What becomes important to you, you know. And things, it just changes your vision on things, you know. So I love you all. I love the whole world. Things will get better for everything. Okay. Y'all take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.